Hey guys, what's going on? It's Karl here, back with another video. Today we are reviewing the epic iPad Pros, Apple's latest serving of tablets. These things are massive at 12.9 inches, absolutely packed with pixels, but extremely expensive. Are these new tablets worth your hard-earned money, or are they just oversized iPad Air 2s? Let's get right into this one. So it comes in 3 different colors and it starts off at $800 for 32 gigs, but I'm sure most people will pick the 128 gig option as there's no room for expandable memory. That's $950 plus an Apple Pencil for $100. Add that extra keyboard in / case for another $170. We're looking at $1,200 plus tax, $1,300 for an effing iPad. That is so expensive. Not to mention that the Apple Pencil and case take 4 to 5 weeks to ship. More on that in a bit. Once you've decided to plunk down that substantial amount of cash, you are greeted with an iPad and a lot of iPad for that. The Pro runs a massive 12.9 inch display that's 2732 by 2048. 78% larger than the iPad Air 2, and by larger, I mean massive. This thing is a behemoth to behold, but looking around the device, the Pro is made just as beautifully and just as elegantly as any Apple product. We've got the Lightning port connector on the bottom, followed by stereo speakers both on the bottom and top of the device. Big props to Apple for this. This is the best sounding iPad that you can get, and the speakers do reflect that. On the side, we've got the volume rocker, and up top, the on and off button / sleep button. And you will notice the chamfered edges around the entire device. Looks nice when they're new, but they do get scuffed over time. And last but not least, on the side, we do have a magnetic connector, which is used in conjunction with a case. The first thing people say when they see this device is, wow, that thing is just way too big, and I think in this instance, bigger is not always better. Comparing it to the likes of, say, the iPhone 6, 6S, the iPad Air 2, you see that the iPad Pros absolutely dwarf these other devices, and it's almost as big as my 15-inch Retina MacBook Pro, around the same size as the 13-inch MacBook Pro, and larger than the 11-inch MacBook Airs, which is just ridiculous, as iPads, in my opinion, are for travel, lightweight, ease of use, and this just does not fit the bill in that regard. I've gotten a bit more used to the size as I've used this as my daily tablet over the past week and a bit, but there's still something about the Pro that doesn't really fit well with me. I think it should be used on a table and not handheld, and God forbid if you are one of those people that takes pictures with your iPads, you will look like a total goof. And the thing that I noticed most holding the Pro with one hand was my hand in this exact position got extremely sore since it is so heavy. Gotta use this thing with 2 hands for sure. Performance-wise is where the Pro is supposed to shine, and that does come through on the Geekbench 3 scores. Crazy 3228 on the single core and 5500 on the multi-core score. That is better than some entry-level MacBooks, and it does come with the latest A9X chip with the M9 Motion Cope processor, 4 gigs of RAM, and as I mentioned, either 32 gigs or 128 of onboard storage. A device can have great specs, but if it can't really utilize them, then I see no real value in this. It does have iOS 9 running out of the box, and it's essentially a large iPhone or a larger iPad Air. So that means every single app that you can get on the Pro, you can either get in the Air or on your iPhone, and it runs a larger version. I feel like there's a lot of screen real estate wasted here, and nothing's really taking advantage of that entire screen, and that includes Apple's in-house apps as well. Getting to the Apple Pencil, which I'm still currently waiting for mine as it's sitting at a 5-week shipping time, but I've gone to the Apple Store on numerous occasions and used the demo pencil. It was okay, but I still don't think that it's justified to spend $100 for essentially a glorified stylus. And I feel that Apple is the only company on earth that can justify spending $100 for a stylus. When it comes down to it though, comparing it to the iPad Air 2, which you see on the left, everything that you throw at either of these devices, they will handle without any trouble. Obviously, the Pro does load faster, but if you don't have both of these units side by side, I think performance is pretty much similar. I think you guys are getting a pretty common theme with my overall thoughts on the iPad Pro. That was my review of the iPad Pro. Let me know what you think of these behemoths down below in the comments. Are you planning to get one, or are you gonna just stick with an iPad Air 2, which is what I recommend? These things are just way too large for a tablet. Maybe, just maybe if you're a graphic designer, but I still wasn't too impressed with the Apple Pencil, and I'm sure there will be more apps that utilize the actual size and more accessories to take advantage of this large display in the near future. So I think this thing is still a work in progress, but it is the first release or first gen of the Pros from Apple, so it's what you really expect. As I said, guys, make sure you go crazy over on that like button, as it does help me out a bunch. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I've got some epic Christmas giveaways going on, as well as December. I've got some videos that are planned for that month that will be really sweet. So I will catch everyone else in my next episode, of course. Peace. I'm just gonna hide behind these things. Yeah.